You are so brave. I wish my generals were as brave as you. You all made history.
He stood just steps away from one of the most terrifying men in modern history, watching silently as Adolf Hitler descended into madness. Rochus Misch, once a loyal SS soldier, wasn't just a bodyguard. He was the last witness to the Nazi regime's final days. From the opulence of Hitler's mountain retreats to the claustrophobic despair of the Berlin bunker, Misch saw it all. And for decades he kept those memories to himself. Born in 1917, Misch's early life was marked by loss. Orphaned young and raised by his grandparents, he came of age in a Germany unraveling from war and economic despair. Like many of his peers, he sought stability and identity through the Nazi Party's paramilitary wing, the SS. By 1938, he was handpicked for the Leibstander SS Adolf Hitler, an elite bodyguard unit known for unwavering loyalty. Within just 2 years, he was part of Hitler's inner circle, entrusted with communications and daily security. Misch's role placed him at the heart of the Nazi war machine. He wasn't just guarding Hitler. He maintained phone lines, handled encrypted transmissions, and often stood just outside rooms where some of the most consequential decisions of World War II were made. From the Reich Chancellery to the infamous Wolf's Lair, Misch bore witness to Hitler's increasingly paranoid grip on power. He even survived the July 20, 1944 assassination attempt that nearly killed the Führer. As the war collapsed around them, Misch was among the few who followed Hitler into the depths of the Führer bunker. Trapped underground in April 1945, he maintained communication systems as Soviet forces pounded Berlin. Inside, Hitler raged at betrayals, issued delusional commands, and refused to accept the inevitable. On April 30th, Misch was just meters away when Hitler and Eva Braun took their own lives. He watched as their bodies were carried up to the garden, doused in gasoline, and set ablaze to avoid capture. 3 days later, Misch fled the bunker, only to fall into Soviet hands. His past made him a high-value prisoner. Interrogated for years, he endured brutal conditions across Soviet labor camps and prisons, finally gaining release in 1954. He returned to West Berlin, opening a small business and living quietly for decades. Unlike many others who fled or denied their roles, Misch stayed put, saying little publicly about what he had seen. But that silence didn't last forever. In the early 2000s, Misch emerged into the public eye. As the last surviving member of Hitler's bunker entourage, he published a memoir and gave interviews that shocked many. He called Hitler a wonderful boss and insisted he knew nothing of the Holocaust. In interviews, he claimed he had simply done his job and never heard Hitler speak of the extermination camps. To some, he was a relic, a living artifact of a regime that should never be forgotten. To others, his refusal to express remorse or accept responsibility made him a symbol of dangerous denial. His defenders argued he was just a soldier swept up in events beyond his control. His critics believed he deliberately chose silence to avoid reckoning with complicity. Then came a revelation that changed everything. In early 2025, workers renovating an old Berlin apartment made a chilling discovery. Hidden inside a sealed container in the wall was a letter, handwritten in 2012, signed by Rochus Misch. Its opening words were startling. "I can't keep silent anymore." The letter described scenes of horror Misch had never admitted to publicly. He confessed to witnessing political prisoners being buried alive while Hitler observed from behind glass, reportedly commenting, "Justice sleeps best underground." He recounted experiments conducted on prisoners with poisons, all documented by Hitler himself. Most disturbingly, Misch told of a young girl allegedly given to Hitler by a high-ranking officer. Days later, her body was found in the woods. Misch believed Hitler had ordered her death to erase any risk. Throughout the letter, Misch expressed guilt and torment. He wrote of sleepless nights and haunting visions of the dead. He acknowledged that his silence was a form of guilt, a choice to protect himself while burying the truth. The letter ended with a powerful statement: "Let the truth now be known, even if it comes too late." Experts authenticated the letter and confirmed its contents matched known facts and timelines. Some believe it may lead to further discoveries, hidden documents, forgotten witnesses, or buried truths. Others remain cautious, wary of drawing conclusions before full verification. Yet one fact is clear: the man who had denied, deflected, and defended for decades may have finally revealed the truth he could never bear to say aloud. Rochus Misch died in 2013 at the age of 96. No public apology. No final confession. Until now, his hidden letter has reopened questions about complicity, loyalty, and the weight of silence. For historians, it's a seismic shift. For survivors and educators, it's a painful reminder of how much was hidden and how deep the scars of history still run. Sometimes the truth waits for death to speak.